Good morning and surprise, surprise, surprise. Look who is back. If you're on YouTube, you already know the answer to that. Real Talk 995 TV. Dixon and Vining on Talk 995, talk995.com. Yes, Richard Dixon back in the house. I'm Valerie Vining. We are here. It is August 27th, 2026. It is a Thursday. We got lots of rain last night in the area, and today looks like we'll have partly sunny skies. Still a 30% chance of an afternoon shower, high 89. Looks pretty good for our Friday. Still about a 30% chance of an afternoon shower. 30% chance of rain Saturday, 89, and Sunday looks nice, slight chance of rain. Again, looks like our highs are just underneath that 90 mark, and maybe we'll get rid of some of the humidity, and it will be a lovely, lovely end of our week and into our weekend. Welcome back, Richard Dixon. Don't forget to hit that button.
I forgot how to do the job. I was away for 3 days. I forgot how to do the job. I forgot how to do a lot of things.
Welcome back. We have missed you. A lot of concern for you.
Yes.
And
I appreciate everybody who has Facebook messaged me and dropped me a line in one way or another. Those who know my text number, please lose it. But yeah, I appreciate the fact that you guys were reaching out to me and concerned about me and so on and so forth. There was a lot to be concerned about. I'll tell you all about it in about a half an hour when I got a minute to spread out a little bit. I don't want to bore you with it. I'll just try to hit the highlights, the high notes. And tell
were
you
there
what's
some
going
high
on
notes? Here. I hope there's a.
It depends on
Maybe
what
you're
you consider.
here.
What do you consider to be the high notes?
Yeah, you're here. That's the high note.
Were those the moments that were the worst, or the moments that were the best?
Yeah.
Did the high note involve screaming?
There was no screaming.
No screaming.
Fortunately.
Yeah.
Hey, our friend E is going under the knife this morning. You
What?
know? Yeah.
What's going on with E?
He had a split colon.
Oh.
Yeah, and so stuff was spilling out into his.
Oh my gosh! God
offal.
bless you.
The rest
E?
of his,
Oh no.
There was infections being involved and whatnot. So he is going under the knife. He was supposed to do it a couple of days ago. They decided they wanted to wait, stabilize him, whatever. And so prayers for E today.
Yeah, he needs it.
yeah.
We're thinking about you.
Just short prayers, but still,
Stop.
come on.
He loves the jokes.
Yeah. Does he get Does he get the hospital bed for half price? He's only using
Richard, stop. He's going under the knife.
Yes,
You want him to go under the knife and go sleepy and have wonderful thoughts and dreams.
It's a little tiny.
You don't want him to wake up thinking, oh gosh, and he's had nightmares because of what you said.
It's like an X-Acto knife. It's a tiny little knife.
Stop. Would you eat? We love you and we're thinking about you and hope all goes
Absolutely.
well. And when you are awake and maybe another day or two, give us a thumbs up that everything went okay so we know.
Yeah, he and I have been back and forth on the text machine over the course of the past couple of days as I've been out and he's been out, and I got some photos of him in a hospital bed, and he's looking a little rough there. But does anybody look good in a hospital
nobody
bed?
does.
Ever?
That-
Really?
That's why you don't really want a lot of visitors. You're like, you're going to see me at my worst. Why? I love you. Don't come. It's okay.
This is why her family would not allow there to be any pictures of Dolly in the hospital bed.
No, we don't
because
need to
she's
see that.
Very, very controlling of her image.
Yeah.
And wisely so, I will say. I was about to step into the doctor's office for the second day in a row when that message came up on my phone, and I looked at it, and then I looked at it again,
I couldn't believe it
and
either.
then I looked at it some more, and I realized that my brain could not possibly comprehend a world without Dolly Parton in it. I just couldn't quite grasp that, and it's not just her music. Her music is great. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love the pop stuff. I love the country stuff. I love almost everything she ever did. But it's just the goodness and the light and what she radiated anytime she was in public was something that, God, this world needs so badly.
And somebody to stay out of the political realm.
Absolutely.
She had to work hard at that, Richard. It wasn't just like, no, I don't want to be. There were things left and right that were trying to get her to pick a political side, and she was just like, I don't want this. I just want to, love everybody and let her Christianity and her love and faith just shine, and it did. it did. All of those things that she wanted in her life absolutely worked the way that she wanted it to. And again, right, we'll never. I don't know that we'll ever have another Dolly Parton. I just don't know.
I don't think
I just don't think there's ever going to be one.
If there was going to be one, we'd have her already, most likely, or him, as the case may be. I don't know.
But it's been it's been a little rough. And yesterday, Steve did a Steve's Turn on Dolly, and it was well done, and kind of went into a deep dive of her life. But here's the thing, he said it yesterday as well. It was a longer than normal Steve's Turn, but he could have spent an hour or two going over everything that was, precious and wonderful about Dolly.
I was up at 2:00 in the morning watching an ABC 2020 special on Dolly Parton, and then yesterday, not this morning, but it was day before yesterday, the day she passed away anyway. And then there was another one on last night that was on CW21, and I was like, I'm not going to watch it. I've immersed myself in Dolly Parton tributes to the point where I can't do it anymore.
Because it's sad. Every time we just now started talking about her, and I just want to tear up and start crying over it.
I know.
I'm like, grab a hold of yourself, Valerie. Let's go. But it's just heartbreaking.
There are so many stories about her, all of them good, all of them are lovely. And I was surprised to find out how many people that I personally know and know well that were friends with her. Henry Cho, the comic from Tennessee, he opened for her quite a few times and was a good friend of hers. Steve McGrew opened for her a lot back early in his career. And so he's devastated. Bobby Collins, who I don't really know that well, but he was on a tour with her at one point. All three of these guys say the same thing. She's exactly the person you want her to be. She's exactly who she appears to be. She says, howdy to every staff member, everybody on the floor. Everyone's as important as the next person. There's no, there's no stars in her world. And, you hear stuff like that, and then when you know the story about Porter Wagner coming to her after she had broken away and had done, just amazing work. I mean, she took off like a rocket shortly after that departure, and Porter was in some financial trouble and said, would you buy the rights to my music because I'm broke, I'm going down, and sold it to her for $1 million. And a couple of years later, when he'd gotten his feet back under him, this was all done by fax, by the way, which gives you an idea of what time it was in life.
Time frame.
He reached out to her and said, okay, I'm in a position to buy my stuff back. What do you want for it? And she said, it's yours. I'm just going to give it back to you. It's all yours. I mean, that's the kind of person Dolly Parton was. Mm-hmm. Handing out $1,000 checks a month to people who were affected by the fire up in Gatlinburg. That was, by the way, that was pretty scary. I was there shortly after the fire, and it's amazing how close that fire came to civilization. People did lose their houses, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it was real close to downtown Gatlinburg. I parked in a parking lot, and I was like, weren't there trees here? Well, oh, my God,
yes,
look at that. Everything is black.
Yep.
And so she was handing out, I think, to 500 people or so. She was giving $1,000 a month to help sustain them through that time, and then she did that for 10 months, and then on the last day, she came out and she handed everybody a check for $5,000. So, I mean, she gave away just god-awful sums of money. My granddaughter was a recipient of the Imagination Library books.
That's awesome.
And
yeah, that's a big one.
She's still...
They said overall, Richard, that she gave away over $500 million in her lifetime.
Easily.
Over $500 million.
Think about this. The Imagination Library alone gave away 300 million books. Now, she had other donors that came in.
Right.
But a kid's book runs about $7. 300 million of those? That's
impressive.
An insane amount of money. But
and they said you can still
cause.
sign up. Since she's passed away, some people have asked, can my child sign up for it? And they're still doing it. And you can do that. You can sign them up. So
absolutely astounding. Well, here's the thing. Everybody should try a little harder to be Dolly. Mm-hmm. Everyone should work a little harder to be nicer, to be kinder, to be polite, to care for other people. Everybody should put a little more effort into that. Since we don't have her, we're all going to have to make up for it.
Absolutely.
And it ain't
don't know that
easy.
We can do that, but we sure will try.
Absolutely. Work Trucks is downtown, 2324 3rd Avenue South. They are the place to go when you are in need of a truck for your business, no matter what kind it is. It might be a delivery van. It might be something to haul your tools around. Maybe you just need a good old-fashioned pickup truck. You can get a 150 or 250 or 1,500, 2,500, 3,500, 4,500, or whatever it is you're looking for. You can count on Work Trucks to have it on the lot because they have over 100 vehicles on the lot at any given time. And they're all painted white, ready for your logo. They have every make, every model, every shape, every size, every kind. And every one of them's been through a 125-point inspection, so you know you've got quality there. And they're going to sell it to you at a great low price. Find out more at WorkTrucksWithAnXLLC.com, WorkTrucksWithAnXLLC.com, or go down and visit them live and in person, 2324 3rd Avenue South, where they are all about trucks. 621. Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Can I be honest with you? A total lunar eclipse is really boring.
Oh, look, it's dark.
Yeah, it takes a long time.
Oh, look.
The moon gets kind of reddish. Then it sort of disappears, and then it starts reappearing, but it's slow. It is so slow.
It's like, why bother?
Yeah.
I mean, we got better things to do in our life, right?
Been there,
We've seen there,
done
been
that.
Uh-huh.
Thank you very much.
Good night, everybody.
I'll pass. Mr. Bugs knows what bugs you. They want to come out, take care of it for you. You know, here we come, fall on the way. Leaves begin to get a little crispy and crinkly, and the temperatures might cool off a little bit anyway. And the Bugs would like to get inside and watch some football with you. So it's time for you to call Mr. Bugs, 941-6252. Have him come by, give you an estimate on what it's going to take to treat your home, tell you how many times they think you need it done. Is it going to be once a month, once every 2 months, once every 3 months? You can trust their ruling on this, believe me. You can also have them go ahead and do your termite bonding. And, hey, we're not through with summer yet. I don't care what the calendar says. We get mosquitoes right through October here. So getting yourself on the mosquito reduction plan, probably not a bad idea, especially with all the rain we've had this summer so far. Mr. Bugs, MRBUGGS.com, 941-6252. Mr. Bugs, they know what bugs you.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
Well, we kind of brought this news as it broke yesterday morning. Steve and I in studio, massive mudslides following a 4.4 magnitude earthquake between Nepal and China. The wall of mud covered and decimated a 5+ story building and other buildings in the area, and video captured people trying to sprint away from the disaster with nowhere to go. 273 people, they say, right now are dead. 1,300 are missing. Both of those numbers could rise. At least 65 Americans are among the missing. These are believed to be some tourists there. The flooding has damaged roads and taken out multiple bridges. This is making it very difficult for emergency crews to get to some of these affected areas. But it is massive what you see. It's almost like something you see out of a movie. You're
Yep.
like, that's not real. Using AI or something like that. And all of it is real. What we saw yesterday on our monitors, and there's even more footage that is coming out this morning about what's happened there, but it is just tragic.
Did, like half of the side of a mountain came down or something? It was huge. I mean, that's a ridiculous amount of mud.
It was crazy. And as they pull these people out, it almost looks a little like something from 9/11. You remember when everybody came out and they had all that soot?
Oh, yeah.
And you couldn't even see them. Well, they're coming out. They're pulling them out of these, areas that are covered in mud. And you're like, is that a human being? What's going on there? But, they're dealing with a disaster that is going to go on for many, many weeks trying to find many of these people. So thoughts and prayers for those folks.
Yikes.
Officials at the Pentagon announced Wednesday that they have uncovered classified documents that were found hidden in safes and could bring new light on the complete mishandling of the withdrawal from Afghanistan under Sleepy Joe in 2021. We will never forget the 13 service members that lost their lives because of his lack of leadership. Sean Parnell is the Pentagon spokesperson that said this material should have never been concealed and should have been disclosed. Now, after reviewing the documents, it is clear why someone tried to hide them, but what was contained in those safes and these documents have not yet been disclosed to the public. Some have seen it. They know what's in there, and they're like, there is no way that this should have been kept from the public. But it was.
I suspect what you're going to find in there is pretty much what everybody thought at the time, which was, why are we closing the big air base and using the Kabul air base, which is much smaller and only has the one? Why are we not coming up with a better way of vetting this? People who are getting on these planes. We got a lot of bad people out of Afghanistan that came here. And what is with us just leaving all the equipment? If the thought was we're going to let the Taliban, or we're going to leave this for our side to go fight the Taliban, my guess is that some of this paperwork shows that we knew that they weren't going to. We knew that the Taliban was going to roll over them like a big wheel. Despite all the training, the effort, the money that we poured into Afghanistan, those people just laid down and took it. And that's probably something you're going to find in there, which then, if you knew that, you should have taken the equipment.
You should have. Yeah. And I think that's you're right, Richard, what we're going to eventually find out with these documents. But I'm glad that they found the safes and were able to get in there and see some of this information.
Oh, it's crazy.
Once again, revealing what happened.
The Pentagon was doing this.
Mm-hmm.
The FBI had these burn bags that they had in hidden little cubby rooms and things that was full of stuff that they just didn't want the Trump administration to see. It's like, here's a clue for you. If you have to hide some of the stuff your administration has done, you're not a good administration.
Nope.
You've clearly been doing bad things, wrong things, and you probably shouldn't be there.
Yeah. And finally, here's a little good news for you. It's interesting news, and it's from Hyundai manufacturer right down the road from us down in Montgomery. They will begin building a new vehicle next year. Get this, it will provide extended range electric vehicles that can go as far as 600 miles.
Mm-hmm.
The EREV Santa Fe will not be a conventional hybrid, but a combustion engine that will act as an onboard generator to recharge the battery pack while driving. The vehicle will use a smaller battery pack than the traditional EV. Hyundai is trying to take away some of the concern that buyers have had with buying EVs, that there is a very limited range with those vehicles. If you, again, I mean, this is kind of cool. Maybe we're headed down a path where we can combine the two. Again, you use the engine to recharge the battery as you're going down the road. And again, you're going 600 miles. That's pretty good. We'll see.
This was always a great idea.
Yeah.
And it was the Biden administration that started to push this all-electric thing. They really wanted just all-electric all the time. And I'm like...
That you went too far.
I don't think that's the future.
Yeah.
Chevrolet had that.
Yeah.
They called it the Bolt.
Yeah. No, I really...
And it failed.
I really do believe that the future is going to be something like this with a small combustion engine that charges a smaller battery pack and allows you to go a long way. You're using very little fuel. I can't even imagine how many miles per gallon it would get because you're not really using the combustion engine to power the car. I mean, you are, but you aren't. And then they say that some of those 600 miles will be combustion engine only, but that is really helpful, by the way, when your battery dies. You actually have a way to keep going.
Right.
I mean, it just makes sense. And I remember listening to an interview with a guy on WWL, is out of New Orleans. Is that what it is, WWL? I was on my way home from the beach, and there was a guy talking about this, and he was like, this is the future. These hybrid cars are the future. It's about 2004. Mm-hmm. And then they slowly began to disappear. You didn't see hybrids anymore, and suddenly you just saw all these electric cars that were plugging in, and I was like, well, did we just give up on that? That seemed like a really good idea to me.
Yeah, you're right. The Biden administration really shoved this down our throats and said, "You get all electric, all electric, all." Well, we weren't there. We weren't ready for that yet. But this might work. This might turn some heads, and people go, yeah, I feel a little better about that. That I have a little bit of both.
Even people who are not fond of electric cars can learn to love this, most likely. 6:30, Dixon Dividing, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. We'll give you an update on where I have been for the past 3 days and what the future holds. Hopefully good things. Keep a good thought. Your thoughts are always welcome at 545-9950. You can text us there, or you can download the app, and you can text us through that without even ever losing our signal, which is cool. Oof.
Tearing it up? What are you doing over there?
The disco version of this song. Knock on wood, great blues song. And somebody went, let's turn that into a disco song. No. Not all ideas are good.
Oh, it's fun, Richard.
Ugh. Hate it. A rare misstep by Steve West.
Oh, no. I disagree.
All
Don't
right.
listen to him,
listen
Steve.
to him.
See, he comes back and he's all grumpy.
That's right.
I expected that.
I am great.
That's why I played this song. Felt like poking a bear.
Thank you. 6:37 with Dixon inviting. Okay, I'll give you a quick overview here for those of you that have not been on board. I have lung problems that have plagued me for about the past year and a half. I have been diagnosed as having adult onset asthma, and it is exacerbated by my allergy to two different kinds of dust mites, which are everywhere. Dust mites are everywhere. And so I have three doctors that are working on this right now. I've got a general practitioner, I've got a pulmonologist, that'll be a lung doctor, and now a cardiologist who can help a little bit, not so much with the air stuff, but anything where it connects with the heart. Part of the problem is that whenever they take my vitals, my blood oxygen is at 98.
That's good.
Yeah.
You're way up there.
My blood pressure is 122/72.
Well, you look healthy
is
there,
good.
too.
My heart rate is like 68.
Oh, you're
good there.
You're fine, Richard. Go
Yeah.
home.
And that's exactly what I get. And I'm like, I'm fine, except I can't
Breathe.
breathe.
Yeah.
For 3 weeks, I have been breathing through a cocktail straw. I mean, that's just what it feels like. It has been murder to try to draw a breath. And I've told all of my doctors this as well, which is a very strange situation, just an offshoot of the problem here, which is when I lay down to go to sleep, when my brain decides to power down, my lungs also say, oh, I guess we'll take the night off. And they stop working. And then I wake up gasping for air. And you don't sleep under those circumstances. Every once in a while I could get an hour and a half here, half an hour there, but I don't think I've had an 8-hour night in quite some time. A couple of weeks ago on a Friday night, I had a really, really nice long night's sleep. Don't know what happened there. Don't know why it worked, but it hasn't happened since. So this past Friday and Saturday night were troublesome. Very difficult nights, very difficult to get any sort of sleep whatsoever. By Sunday night, I was at my wit's end. I mean, I had been in my house with dehumidifiers, taking all the medicine I'm supposed to take, doing all the stuff I'm supposed to do. And I texted two people. I texted Valerie and said, there's no way I'm going to make it tomorrow. I've had no sleep. I haven't slept all weekend. And, oh, by the way, projectile vomiting, because the gunk that's coming out of my lungs hits my gag reflex, and then
There's that problem.
anything that's in my stomach comes out. Fortunately, there's not much in my stomach because when you can't breathe, you're not hungry. So basically I'm throwing up a lot of water and stomach bile and burning the snot out of my throat, and I sound like RFK Jr. And I'm like, nobody wants to hear that on the radio, so we're not going to do that. Anyway, the other text I sent was to a friend of mine who's in the ministry, and I said, I don't mind being just absolutely transparent about this. I said, I'm tired, I'm scared, this could kill me, and I don't want to be in this house alone. Will you come live in my house with me until we get a handle on this?
Mm-hmm.
And this wonderful person said, yeah, I'll drop everything. I'll just drop my job, drop my family. I'll just come over to your place, and we'll see if we can figure this out. And I'll just refer to a caregiver. Didn't want a name mentioned, but caregiver, CG, said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to come at this from a different angle. Meet me at my doctor's office at 2 o'clock. That was Monday. And I said, oh, great. Where's your doctor's office? Gave me the address, and it's American Family Care in Vestavia.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I got a pulmonologist, I got a general practitioner, I've got a heart doctor that's looking at this stuff, and I'm going to a doc in the box. And CG says,
Why not try it,
I mean, yeah.
right? You know,
Well, that's it.
If
And-
other things haven't worked.
CG says, this woman saved my life about 7 months ago. And you need to listen to what she says. She's really smart. Okay. So I go in there, fill out the paperwork, do everything you need to do, blah, blah, blah. Go in to talk to the nurse practitioner, not even a doctor, nurse practitioner, Caroline out of Ole Miss. It looks like she just graduated from Ole Miss. And the first thing she does is she asks me 5 or 6 questions that none of my other doctors have asked me. And I was like, I like this already. And then she says, okay, I can tell that you have a bit of an infection in your lungs. So we're going to put you on some antibiotics. I said, I've done antibiotics. She said, what were they? I told her, and she said, we're going to put you on different antibiotics. And we're going to put you on some steroids as well. I said, I was on steroids. What were they? I told her, and she said, we're going to put you on different steroids. So now we're going to try to clear up the infection in your lungs because your phlegm is like yellow and green. And there's too much of it, Richard. There shouldn't be that much. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, good. Somebody who's actually paying attention to me, right? And then she says, have you ever had thrush before? I said, yeah, as a baby, all babies have thrush. You know, it's a kind of a coating inside your mouth. And she goes, well, you got it now. It's either from your Trelegy inhaler or maybe from all the puking. I don't know. But you've got thrush, and it's exacerbating the situation. It's making your voice worse and everything. Yeah. And I'm like, wow.
Makes sense.
Okay, yeah. So she gives me a prescription for a cough medicine. And then she says, have you ever used a nebulizer before? I said, what's a nebulizer? She said, it takes liquid medicine and atomizes it so that you can inhale it and get it into your lungs. So we're going to put you on one right now for about 20 minutes. I'm going to use albuterol. I'm like, I've got albuterol, little inhalers. And she's like, this is different. This gets really deep into your lungs. I'm like, okay. So I do that for 20 minutes. And when I'm done, I can breathe for the first time in 3 weeks.
Wow.
And I was just like,
did it.
This is amazing to me that I came to what we so easily dismiss as a doc in a box.
Yeah.
I came here and got the answers that my other 3 doctors, they would just look at me and shrug and be like, I don't know what to do for you, man, sorry. Here I had somebody who was really proactive and solution-oriented. And she offered me, she said, do you want me to write a prescription for your own nebulizer and your own albuterol? And I was like, nah, yeah. I think I'll go to my pulmonologist for that. He probably needs to be running point on all of this and so on and so forth. Well, by midnight that night, because we did that at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, by midnight that night when that, what you would call a breathing therapy, whatever you call it, breathing treatment, when it wore off, I was kicking myself. I was like, because I was back to a cocktail straw.
Oh, no.
So this only lasts for 8 hours. Sometimes less, depending on how much albuterol you're getting in there. So I said, I'm going back tomorrow. I'm going to get this prescription. I'm going to get another breathing treatment. I'm going to get the prescription, going to get the stuff, and I'm going to start doing this at home. And I did not sleep all that night. I did not sleep until I got home from the doctors and fortunately, caregiver was driving me around because when you haven't slept in like 40 hours,
you don't think straight. You don't function right.
You start to hallucinate.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
bad.
seeing like bugs and stuff, and I'm just like, this is freaking me out, man. But after I got the second breathing treatment in her office, I was like, hey, I'm hungry. Like, this is the first time I've been hungry in 3 weeks. This is amazing. So went and got all the stuff necessary, went home. About 5 or 6 hours later, set it all up and did my own breathing treatment and slept like the dead that night. Thought I was going to do it again last night. Didn't work out that way. I still have that little problem with the lungs that want to shut down when the brain shuts down. Not all the time.
Yeah.
But
does
every
it make
once
a
in while.
difference, like if you were to sleep in a, like a lounge chair, lazy boy or something, where you're a little bit more, elevated a little bit?
If only.
Yeah.
I wish it
that
would.
Doesn't help.
No, it's still my lungs are still like, oh, good. We're going to take the night off. I'm like, no, you're not. I need you. You have to breathe. But anyway, I can actually breathe now. I have energy. I am. I mean, I was literally at my wit's end, and there were several times over Saturday and Sunday when I thought, if I dial 911 right now, they won't get here before my body's blue. You know, I mean, I was really, genuinely terrified that I was not going to make it, and I was really ticked off about the fact that I've been to 3 doctors in the past 2 weeks, and none of them gave a damn. I mean, I don't know if you could say that they didn't care. Maybe
They just
didn't know
didn't dig
what to
far
do.
enough. Yeah, they
I
didn't dig
guess.
far enough. Yeah.
I mean, I was just like, is this the American healthcare system now? Yeah.
Yeah, you know, again, you're wise not to give up. If somebody is not, you're not getting results from it, then try something else.
Yeah,
and sometimes that's what it. My sister went through something very similar. It went on for a year and a half. She finally found the right doctor, and that doctor found the fix, and she's good to go now.
Wow.
But I mean, it was like, you know, heart monitors and different doctors, and she couldn't figure out what was going on. Don't give up. If somebody gives you a prognosis and you're not getting results,
Yeah.
don't go to another, go to a
Obviously,
second, go to a third.
Find somebody else.
Find
That's
somebody, yeah.
all you can do.
I mean, it
must
doesn't
say.
always 100% work that way, but, you know, it's worth a try.
It is safe to say that this is my favorite thing to do right here. These 4 hours every day are the best part of any day for me. So if I'm not here, there's a really good reason why I'm not here. It's either I've actually got a scheduled vacation, which doesn't happen all that often, as you know, or something is horribly wrong with me. It takes a lot to keep me away from this place. So I appreciate everybody who was kind enough to reach out to me, and everybody at the station that reached out to me and said, "Hey, man, you know, we're thinking about you and praying for you, and we want things to go well." And the prayers finally came through. Thank you for all of it. I appreciate every one of you. 648 Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Back to Flash. Constantly shocked by the number of people who did not know that this was a hit song before the Golden Girls.
They just borrowed it.
Many years before the Golden Girls, in fact.
So,
6:53, Dixon Dividing, Talk 99.5, Talk995.com. A judge has cleared a path for the ICE agent accused in the Minnesota shooting case to leave a Texas jail. Minnesota was trying to get him extradited, and Governor Abbott there in Texas was like, I still have to look over all the paperwork, and I haven't seen it all yet, and then I can decide whether or not we're going to send this guy that way. My suspicion was he never intended to, because he looks at it as this is a federal agent, and you're trying to prosecute a federal agent for doing a federal agent's job. So we're probably not going to send him up there. Anyway, there was only a 90-day detainer on him. The 90 days is up, and now he's out.
he's out.
Out.
Yeah.
Out and on the way. Good for him. Brian Koberger, the guy who pleaded guilty to killing 4 students in Idaho. He is now getting 2 new hearings. They're not happening till next summer. But he's getting 2 new hearings because he wants to withdraw his guilty plea. He claims that there's new evidence, and there's a little bit of this. What there was some hair that was found on the scene that didn't match his DNA. I'm like,
You're in
It's-
a college
it's a big
apartment
house.
with
Yeah.
all these people going through it. Oh, come on.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a stretch.
big house, a lot of people.
Yeah.
You might be pushing it a little bit to. I think he just figured out that, hey, jail kind of sucks.
Sure does.
I don't want to be here.
Well, he doesn't have anything else to do either. It's like, let's
Yeah.
just keep running the system as,
Sure.
you know.
Well, and it seems to me like this all started with the Menendez brothers a while back. You know, remember it was about a year, 2 years ago, when they were like, "Oh, we're going to get a new trial because some new evidence has been uncovered," and blah blah blah. And it's like, no. You're not getting a new trial. We certainly heard your claims about being abused at the hands of your father. We heard that in the second trial. You didn't say a word about it in the first trial. You guys claimed you didn't do it in the first trial. And then in the second trial, it was like, oh, wait, we did do it, but we did it for a really good reason. It's like, ugh.
Listen, that would have been first. That would have been top of mind. It would have
You
been the
would think.
first thing you heard.
You
Is
would
that we
think.
lived in a household and our father was doing this to us, and this is what happened.
Yep. That's not what,
No.
yeah. So anyway, they did not get released. Gavin Newsom, I think, was the guy who took a good long look at it and said, I don't see it. I don't think so. And we just had Luigi Mangione plead guilty, and I'm wondering how long is it before he decides?
He will.
He
I
does.
mean,
I'm
again,
gonna go ahead and take that back now. I don't really want to be guilty. You don't plead guilty to stabbing 4 people to death on a whim, right? He said, "Well, my lawyers didn't inform me that I had other options. I felt like I was really being pushed into this," and I'm thinking, yeah, you couldn't push me into pleading guilty to a murder I did not commit. I don't care how big a shovel you have, you're not going to get me. You
That's
can,
right. If you're innocent and you didn't do it, yeah, you're going to go screaming and kicking the whole way.
Yeah. Me and Andy Dufresne will just be locked up in Shawshank. The only two innocent men there.
Yep.
But that's just crazy to me that this guy stands up. Part of the whole questioning process is, are you doing this of your own free will? Yes, I'm doing this of my own free will. You're admitting that you committed this. I'm admitting that I committed this crime. Okay. Now, because he pleaded guilty, we didn't get any of the details. We didn't get like a motive or anything of that nature. That was all part of the plea agreement that he made, which was, I'm going to plead guilty, and you're not going to give me the chair or the needle or whatever it is they do in Idaho or wherever. But I just can't for the life of me fathom trying to come back in the case of the Menendez brothers 30 years later and be like, you know what? We didn't do it. We have new evidence.
Sorry.
What?
No.
In the
You're
case
guilty.
of Koberger, after pleading guilty a year ago, you're going to come up and go, you know what? Didn't do it.
It's desperation.
Yeah.
You're trying. You're going to try every last thing that you can. Whatever tool is in that little basket. Good luck. But that's not going to work.
What do you think is going to happen in the Tyler Robinson case? You
Yes.
think, another one of these? You see a guilty plea coming along, or because I mean the death penalty's on the table, and now it's going to be on the table for Kohberger if he does get a new trial.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
you need to think long and hard about that.
You might want to
Yeah.
just kind of hold what you got there. I mean, oof. I don't know. They take forever to kill you anyway. It takes 30 years. You're on death row forever. You're constant. All you have to do is get some of those advocate groups on your side.
Yeah, there's
and-
even somebody in the 9/11 case that they said is going to go to trial in 2028. I was like,
yeah.
why are we waiting till 2028 on this? Today, now, yesterday. How many
Khalid-
years is it?
Khalid
25 years.
Sheikh Mohammed, yeah.
That'll be 27 years. I mean, what are we waiting on?
Well, the good news is he's not languishing in a comfortable prison cell anywhere in the United States. He's in Gitmo, and he's going to stay there, and he may stay there just for the rest of his life without ever really
Gee.
getting a trial. And I think I'm okay with that. You know, I'm like,
It's not a very fun place to be, I'm sure.
I imagine Gitmo is not the spa you imagine it to be.
Oh, no.
And that's good. But yeah, it is funny to me because it's been delay, and it's all been on his side. The defense attorneys that have been assigned to him are doing everything they can, and it's like, well, you might be keeping him alive, but his quality of life is
0.
he's in Gitmo.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yikes. 7 o'clock, Dixon Dividing, Talk 99.5, Talk 1995.com, 545-9950 if you'd like to chime in on anything. We'd love to hear about it. Police got a little bit of a backlash after they picked up a guy for pocketing $30.
Yee.
He found it.